with butter, and then we're done. So hopefully we'll get one more trip with manure, close to it at least. And oops. Oh, struggle. I mean, we're still keeping up to about 25 kilometers an hour, so it's not all bad, except when the cars drive into you. But as per usual, I'd like to, it's competing issues of, do I want more land, do I want more vehicles? I would like to replace the seeder this year, but probably closer to the fall, and bonus, we'll be selling soybeans just before the harvest, so we might be able to avail ourselves of new equipment. Okay. Where'd my truck go? Oh, he's right behind me. Hopefully we don't reverse into him. There we go. And tip the poo. Okay. Yeah, all this work with manure, that's probably going to really make YouTube happy, because apparently they don't like that sort of stuff. And that was not a full tank, so we've maxed out the BGA. The BGA can't process manure as fast as our cows produce it, which means I need another avenue for getting rid of it. We do not have a manure spreader at this point, but looking at the slurry capacity of the cowshed and comparing it with the manure capacity of the manure pit, we're probably going to want to be spreading manure rather than slurry, just so that we can keep ahead of the game. We might be able to ship slurry separately. I don't know if the BGA's processing is a separate thing or whether it's a total of 50,000 litres, and I would have to buy it to find that out. Yeah, maybe I need to do a game cheat on a different save and just see what the capacities are, because if I can do 50,000 litres of slurry, 50,000 litres of manure, 50,000 litres of grass silage,
okay, I'm coming back 5 or 10 minutes.
It's not entirely bad.
5 or 10 minutes, okay?
And of course I don't want to buy the BGA because that will then give me digestate, which is another product that I would have to be spreading on the fields, and I don't have enough fields to spread it all over. And it's not like Farm Sim 19 where it's a level of fertilization, so all I have to do is, I just spread it at maximum rate on every field and be happy with it.
Hey, you can have a phone.
But we shall see how things work out. Obviously, as time progresses, we get more fields, our manure usage is going to increase. If we keep up with the spread a ton of manure and then top it off with liquid fertilizer once the crop's planted. That seems to be working fairly well for us. The only problem is obviously that we don't have enough fields for what we're producing.
Do you want him to die?
Okay, let's go get the last 7.
What do you feed him?
6, 7, yes, 3,000. And if I hit all of those at the same time, that will go overboard for loading. Yay. Alrighty. 7,000 loaded. Let's take this back. And I didn't look how much we made from the butter. So yeah, since honey is the only non-perishable food item, we don't have to sell honey every month. But once I've got a full load, we will take it, because otherwise it's kind of like the milk. It just gets beyond our transport capabilities, and we have to spend like an hour moving stuff to the store, especially since it's so far from the farm.
But since I'm with Dad, I won't send it to you. Okay, goodbye.
Still, this is all working out. It is real time 9:15, so kids should be leaving about 5 minutes.
Do you want a phone?
And then we'll have a little bit of peace and quiet, and I'll be able to think about what I'm saying rather than just rambling. Blind curve, and we made it. Yes.
Your hood's in here. Stop. Different back.
Alrighty.
Sis, you need a common help.
Oh, I can beat him.
She isn't giving the dog back.
Well, at least the sow hasn't settled, so we're not sliding all over the place. That didn't open, that's why. Actually, I'm going to jump out and jump back in again. Then the side mirrors should sort themselves out. Yes. So about 7,000 for a load of butter. Now probably we'll spend some more money to upgrade the dairy, but maybe not right away. I can take this now back to the yard, and we are pretty much good for the day. I'll leave. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll throw it in here, and I'll turn the engine off on the Deutz. So the Deutz is still at 61% full with the engine running.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, that's... We're probably not going to be able to get that back until tomorrow.
Watch, okay, what's in there?
Unless I just filled up the trailer and dumped it. How many hours do we have on this map so far? That is a good question. We are at 331 hours, and we're into the 5th year. That was one thing I wanted to check. How old are the cows? 5 months. I think... Those are 15 months. Those are 42 months. What's 42 months? That's... just under 4 years. So there's those 5. There's those 10. Those are actually dropping in value. And then 15 there. It's 38 months. Maybe we could consider selling those 30 and buying another, a fresh 30. We're buying them at 12 months old. But the whole point is we're not buying them for the meat, we're buying them for the milk production. And they're producing serious amounts of milk every month. But we've got 90, so we know our shed is capable of holding 90, or feeding 90, supporting 90. But their production rate should effectively
Mummy,
double at the
I actually
moment.
found some sacks.
So I'm going to get back to the yard, and then
Oh,
we'll do a deeper analysis of our cows and see what we've got.
I'm ready. Are we putting in my bullets? Okay.
Yeah, having a Nerf gun war with no bullets, probably a bad plan.
But where's my other small gun at?
Right there. Frankie.
Okay, get this parked up. I don't think there's anything else around here. I really need to level off the ground in this yard. Put that there. Oops. And those are off. Okay, let's go talk cows. Hi, cows.
No, I'm just putting my back.
So we have 90 cows total, animals 90, health 100%. So these are losing value. That's just reproduced. That one is halfway, that one is a third of the way. So we could just sell those now. And then just buy 10, 20, 30, just buy a block of 30, 12 months. These are 5 months old, so these aren't producing at all. Those are possibly producing, I'm not sure. And then the 5s were just born. The 10s. These 5s are 15 months old. These 10 are 3 months old, and then we would normally get another 15 right there, which are 1 month old. Okay. So if we sell the 10, the 5, and the 15, we buy 12 months old. I think they produce just not as much as older cows do. But it will then eventually bring us to the point. Okay, sorry about that. Got very, very loud. So, yes, so what I just did was I sold 30 of our oldest cows and replaced them with 30 one-year-old cows. The one-year-old cows should produce some milk, just not the full amount. So our milk production might drop a little bit. But from what I was saying, that should now mean that instead of having 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, we will get 30, 30, 30. So once these are all up to about 3.5, 4 years old, we'll sell these off and get a block of 30. These will have more batches of 5, 10s and 15s, at least initially. Actually, we'll always have 5, 10s and 15s, won't we? Possibly. Well, we'll see. It's a thing. It's a thing I'm not really thinking that much about. Hi, cows. Hi, cow. Okay, so I shut that door. I can't jump over the railing. Oh. Yes. So that's everything we need to do this month. We're actually up to 140,000. So I think we made money there. Yeah. I did replace the straw spreader last week. I think we saw that. We got rid of the Vermeer because it's just a hassle, and got the Kern because it's a little bit easier to use. It'll take the 2 bales. As far as this is concerned, this is producing an absolutely... See, we got 75,000 litres of manure here. So that's going to last us a while. I did add another 10,000? No, not quite. 5,000 litres of seeds to this to keep it going. So that's where some of the money went last month. Seeds here, about 20,000 litres of mineral feed for the cows. And apart from that, we sold all of the bales, I hope. And yeah, let's go here. I believe we have soybeans in this tank. Nope, we have soybeans at the main farm. I hope we have soybeans at the main farm. We do not have any lime or solid fertilizer. We do have 370 liquid fertilizer and 3669 of herbicide and 4,000 litres of seed. So not too shabby. As I said, I'd like to get rid of that. It's a good size. It works for now. And this field here is the one we bought, and the pH is just sad. Nitrogen's actually good, 180 kilos per hectare. That's a serious amount of nitrogen. We could probably plant spring wheat in that field and get away with it, but we're going to have to deal with the lime next. That should take me back to the house. I suppose we could... One last check. And sorry, Fed Farmer, welcome to the stream. Check the value of these two. The problem is these have been running at, yeah, plus 40%. That's not so bad. That one also plus 6, but we don't have the cash for that. And I've just been looking around. That's actually a good price. The yield is horrible. 17, that's loam. Plus 9%, but that one is minus 21%. So you look at price per hectare, 34,000, and this is 23. That's 53, so that's just not worth looking at. That one could be, but again, it's where's the entrance to it? That's the one I was looking at. This is no, is that the one I was looking at? This is the one that has an entrance opposite our yard, I think. No, this is not the one that has an entrance opposite to our yard. This one's the one. So we got this one. Okay. This one we'd have to drive down the road 2 fields. So 63 and 64 are a pair. You come in here and then drive down there. Farmland, that was a good value. That's just not. What are those? Those are next to my house. So I'm just curious what's around here. Once I've looked, we'll be moving on to February. Let me through. So there's a small house here. There's a big house there. Oh, that's not a big house. That's a clothing store. Wow. And then another small house here and another one here. So these are optional houses for purchasing. Oops. Yeah, those are optional houses that you can buy if you want somewhere else to live. But since this house came with the arable farm, there were no house. The only house attached to the small farm, or the cow farm that we have, didn't really have a sleep trigger. This one does. Okay, so February 1. There may be contracts, there may not be. But this could be a very fast month with some more selling towards the end of it. Weather looks good, it's going to snow later, dude. Oh, there's an armour track. 110 horsepower, don't need that. There's a tree cutter. Oh, 39% off. There's the multi-stat. Oh, there's the hybrid X tractor. That one. Oh, that one takes round and squares. Oh, and there's a cultivator. That's not a shallow cultivator. I'm thinking it might be worth buying that and selling our old one. And the reason I think that is we're probably going to work our way towards producing square bales. And this thing can do square bales. Ooh. And it's very, very cheap. It's got 40 hours on it and it's 32 months old. But still, you don't use it that often. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to take the license plate off because it doesn't drive on the road most of the time. And the foil colour, I'm going to set it to black as normal. We will buy that. We'll go jump in the Massey Ferguson and take our old one down to the store. Oh, we could probably tip that too. I wonder if it'll empty completely. Because that's the other problem with the 3-day month. It reduces the processing rate of all of the productions, like the BGA, by 33 to 33% per game day. We have managed to empty that, however. So I think what we can do, I'll take this over to the store and then we'll bounce over to the Massey Ferguson and bring that down to the store, and then we can follow me everything back to the yard. Sounds like a plan. engine off. Wrong way. And we've taken the loader arms off this too. I think because the last thing we did was mow with it. So yeah, the new hybrid extractor is capable of wrapping round and square, so we're not losing function, we're gaining function. Might gain some money too, but I'm not sure. We'll be keeping the Massey Ferguson around. It's a good tractor for this sort of task. It's not the fastest tractor we have, but it's the cheapest to run. And we're still going to have to rake and ted occasionally, and it kind of works well for that as well. Unfortunately, mowing will now be a job for the John Deere. So probably looking at options on a second big tractor. Also want a cultivator, but not. I think a shallow cultivator would work best for us. They tend not to pull up rocks. And if I do buy one, I can do contracts with it, which is primarily the job we have for those sorts of things. If I buy a plough, at the moment we're not doing wheat crops, we're not doing root crops, we're not doing corn, so we don't have to plough the ground. But if I buy a plough, then we'll be able to do contracts, plough contracts, and make some extra money that way, because obviously at least until I think March or April there's not going to be any mowing contracts to do. Actually, that reminds me, we're